Hello, everyone. I have a fun project for you today and a little bit of story time. We are going to be painting some ceramics. Now, a little backstory on this. My grandma used to own a ceramic shop back in the 80s. And when she passed, my dad sent me out these ceramics that she had been keeping because these were some of her favorites. And I thought since Thanksgiving is coming up, it would be a fun project to share with you all painting these little pilgrims and Indian. They're not really like precious moments, but almost these little figurines. I thought that might be cute. And then she also had a squirrel. Now I'm going to paint this squirrel later and send it to my brother Tyler because he doesn't like squirrels. And it is my life's goal to pester him. So I'll be doing that later on my own. And then I also found in the box some of these leaves. And I might wait on these because I think I'm going to cover these with, well, maybe paint and then maybe some of those chameleon chrome flakes. I thought that might be neat. So this is going to be a different video. But today we're going to paint these guys up. So if you are interested in watching that, stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you like this. And let's get to painting. Now, when my grandma had her ceramic shop, I was very young, and I don't think we had to prime these. I guess we'll see, huh? Now I've got a whole bunch of acrylics over here. I got rid of some. Some are already mixed for pouring, so I'm just going to have to mix a lot here because I don't want to buy any more acrylics. But we're going to kind of start off with our little Indian kids here. And yeah, I'm just going to get right into it and start painting. I'm going to start off with their clothes and kind of work around that. This little guy came broken, so we had to super glue his head back on and his leg. Hopefully my paint will stick over that. If not, we'll have to figure out something else. But while my browns are drying, I'm going to do these apples. So we've got their clothes. It's a nice brownish color. Now, their little accents, I'm going to make teal and yellow. I'm going to make their little head dresses, like this little band and her little barrettes, yellow. We're going to have red and teal feathers. All right, so that's what I'm going to do next. It looks a little more blue in the camera, but it's a tealish color, maybe a more turquoise. Yeah, my grandma had a ceramic shop. She ran it for many years, and Grandpa used to fill the molds for her, and she had many kilns, and she would glaze pottery, make ceramics to paint. She would teach lessons. She did all kinds of things. I suppose I get some of my artistic ability from her, and I also get it from my mom. So this would be the one that owned the ceramic shop would be my dad's mom, and then my mom is artistic too. So I get it from both sides of the family. Now, an interesting little story. My dad's grandma was also an Indian. So I'm trying to recall what color hair she had. It was dark, but it wasn't real dark. And it just looked like she had a nice tan going, so she didn't really have that dark a skin. We might just incorporate a little red into this little girl's hair, too. Why not? It's my ceramic. Right now I'm looking around to see what else we can paint teal to kind of have a cohesive thing going on. Yeah, I think her little barrettes are going to be yellow. Oh, I think I'm going to make Yeah, these little things on her dress teal too. Now, I don't have that many pictures of my grandma. If I can find one, I'll insert it here for you guys. Just to complete my little story time. Gosh, I didn't have too many pictures of her. Now, actually, my grandpa looked a little more Indian than she did. He's always so jealous. There's certain people in my family that tan real well, and I am not one of them. Now, I'm sure when I was younger, I didn't paint things like this, since I was like maybe 2 or 3. I remember painting a lot of Easter eggs. And I know Grandma would let us come in. She'd have racks and racks of ceramics already done up that people could come and pick off the shelves. And they had prices on them, so they could pick them out and paint them there. And of course, me and my cousins could have the run of the place and just pick whatever we wanted to paint. But yeah, Easter eggs seemed to be popular, probably because I was so young I couldn't really paint a whole lot. A lot of Christmas ornaments. You know, she made us a lot of ceramics for like presents. There were like bells and these weird looking like plushy pillow things that were made out of ceramics. And when you like click the button on the back, they'd play songs. Does anybody remember those? And of course, we all got little Christmas trees with Christmas lights on it. I still have it too. And I might just put up that village because it's the Christmas tree that my grandma made. And then my mom gave me her little Christmas village that I put up every year. So I might on Instagram show you a picture of that. But yeah, I know those ceramic Christmas trees go for a lot of money now. They're almost vintage. Now some of these things I don't have to be that precise with because I'm going to paint this basket black. Oh, can you see that? Jeez. I'm going to paint this basket black, so I don't have to be that fussy with this teal stripe yet. Okay. So while this is drying a little bit, I really want to make the colors cohesive. I just don't want a million colors on these things. So we've got red in this guy's apples, plus the pilgrims. I would like to make their outfits really colorful, but I know they really weren't. So I'm going to try to go traditional with this, and they're probably going to be like black and gray. Maybe we'll just like get all wild and crazy. Actually, you know what? Let's get wild and crazy. We're going to make our little pilgrim girl have a teal shawl. All right. I'm just going to make her shawl teal. Add a little bit of something because she might look a little boring compared to the rest of them. Okay, let's move on to yellow. Yeah, so mostly today I'm using golden and Arteza. I mean, these are a little thicker paints than what you'd normally use for ceramics. So I'm having to thin mine out a little bit. Now, I remember my mom had a set of these, and I think she painted them. I don't think Grandma did. But I know these were one of her favorites. I've actually never seen that squirrel before. That was actually a surprise to me. I don't remember that one from when I was younger. Again, I didn't get too fussy with that because the hair will be somewhat dark and we can tighten up the lines later. Now, my brother Tyler probably doesn't remember the ceramic shop. I think he was too young to ever be any part of it. But now when she got rid of it, she did take one of her small kilns in her garage, and she did little things later in life, but not like the mass amount she did when she owned that shop. Let's just switch to our little girl while that's drying, because you know I'm going to mully grub it and touch it and get it everywhere. Okay, I mixed myself up a nice green here. I used a Winsor & Newton sap green and ultramarine blue. Just a little bit of this. It needed a little something something. Okay, so I'm going to paint their faces next. So I'm trying to make a really nice, well, trying to match like the color of my tan. And I'm a very cool undertoned person. It's still light. I know, I'm going to try this and see what it looks like. It's a good thing with acrylics. If it looks ridiculous, I can just paint over it. I'm going to mix a little bit of this parchment in there. It's kind of very yellow base to it. I mean, it's obviously called parchment. Let's see if we can get something just a little bit lighter than what we had here. Okay, so what I'm going to try to color match this to is the under part of my arm, and that's very light, isn't it? Can we go a little pinker, maybe? Now, my little pilgrims, they have a little bit of gray cast to them. But hey, they were just on a boat for a few months, right? They look a little peaked. I must have a very gray undertone because that's what I matched it to. Oh well. Okay, now I'm to the point I'm at their eyes. I've made little, this poor lady's got a little rosacea going on here. But I've added a little color to their cheeks. And now I'm going to try to do their eyes. The big word is try. I think she's going to have brown eyes. Okay, here are my little people all done. This was way harder than I anticipated this being. Yeah, this poor lady looks like she's got rosacea. This girl turned out pretty good. Actually, her eyes look nice. Her lips look nice. This poor kid has got something wrong with his eyes. They're very glassy and watery. This one turned out okay. So in all, I mean, I had fun doing this, but it gave me a whole new perspective of how hard it was to paint ceramics. And I don't think I have quite small enough brushes to do some of this eye work that I remember my grandma doing. And I remember there being like a dry brush technique and antiquing. I was too young to remember all of that. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure if I looked on YouTube, I could find some neat techniques for ceramics. But I only have a few to do, some left over that Grandma had. So if you guys enjoyed this kind of video, please let me know down below what you think. Give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video, guys. Bye!